The idea of replacing humans with artificial intelligence in the corporate world was initially seen as a revolutionary step towards efficiency and cost savings. However, reality has proven far more complicated. Many companies have faced unexpected challenges, with high failure rates for AI projects and a surge in workforce reductions that haven't delivered the promised benefits. As a result, skepticism is growing around AI-driven layoffs, with both employees and employers questioning whether these changes truly improve productivity or simply create new problems. This section explores why the transition has not gone as planned and the broader implications for the workplace. Recent studies have revealed that most corporate AI projects struggle to deliver meaningful business value. For instance, a 2025 MIT study found that only 5% of these initiatives actually achieve measurable results, despite significant investments. S&P Global Market Intelligence reported a sharp increase in abandoned AI projects, with 42% of companies shelving most of their efforts before reaching production. Even the most advanced AI models automate less than 4% of human tasks, highlighting a gap between expectations and reality. These findings underscore the challenges companies face in translating AI hype into practical, scalable solutions. Despite the widespread enthusiasm surrounding artificial intelligence, the reality often falls short of expectations. Studies show that most corporate AI projects fail to deliver tangible business value, with many being abandoned before reaching production. Even the most advanced AI models are only able to automate a small fraction of human tasks, highlighting the technology's current limitations. This gap between hype and actual performance has led to disappointment and reconsideration among companies investing heavily in AI. Ultimately, the promise of AI remains compelling, but its practical impact is far more modest than many anticipated. Recently, major companies such as Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta have announced significant layoffs, citing their increased investment in artificial intelligence as a driving factor. Amazon eliminated around 14,000 corporate jobs, while Microsoft cut approximately 6,000 positions, and Meta reduced employee bonuses following previous workforce reductions. These changes have created uncertainty and disruption for thousands of employees, raising concerns about the broader impact of AI integration on job stability. Despite promises of greater efficiency, the reality is that many workers are facing job losses before AI has proven its ability to reliably replace human labor. This trend highlights the need for careful consideration of how technological advancements affect the workforce and the importance of balancing innovation with employee well-being. The current surge in artificial intelligence investment is reminiscent of past periods of technological hype and financial speculation. Just as previous booms, like the dot-com bubble or the 1980s AI frenzy, were driven by lofty promises and intense competition, today's AI boom is fueled by expectations that often outpace real-world results. Many companies are pouring resources into AI projects, but measurable business value remains elusive for most. This cycle of optimism, followed by disappointment, highlights the speculative nature of the industry and raises questions about the sustainability of such rapid growth. History suggests that while innovation can drive progress, unchecked speculation often leads to unintended consequences and the need for careful reflection. In the 1980s, the world witnessed an intense surge of interest in artificial intelligence, fueled in part by Japan's ambitious fifth-generation computer systems project. This initiative aimed to propel Japan to the forefront of computing technology, with the goal of creating machines capable of reasoning, communicating, and understanding spoken language. The United States responded with its own wave of investment and collaboration, viewing AI as a critical pillar for economic survival and global influence. Despite bold promises and significant government backing, both nations encountered the reality that early AI systems could only automate very narrow tasks and often failed when faced with real-world complexity. This period set the stage for today's renewed enthusiasm, reminding us that technological hype cycles often mirror past ambitions and challenges. In the early days of artificial intelligence, expert systems were hailed as groundbreaking tools that could transform entire industries. These systems were designed to mimic the decision-making abilities of top professionals, promising to automate complex tasks and boost productivity. However, reality soon set in as most expert systems could only handle very narrow, routine functions and struggled with real-world complexity. Many companies invested heavily in these technologies, only to find that their practical impact was limited and often led to costly failures. The gap between ambitious promises and actual results left organizations with wasted resources and a renewed skepticism about the true potential of AI. Early attempts at integrating artificial intelligence into critical fields like medicine often revealed significant shortcomings. For example, medical expert systems sometimes made serious errors because their logic was based on incomplete or poorly structured data. One notable case involved a system misdiagnosing a male patient's infection as being caused by a procedure exclusive to pregnant women, simply because it failed to account for gender differences. These incidents highlighted how AI, while promising, could falter dramatically when confronted with real-world complexity. Such failures underscored the importance of thorough data and careful design in developing reliable AI solutions. When artificial intelligence projects fail, the consequences often ripple far beyond the technology itself. Jobs are lost as companies restructure or abandon initiatives, leaving many workers searching for new opportunities. Taxpayer money invested in these ambitious programs can go to waste, especially when government-backed efforts do not deliver as promised. The workforce is left to pick up the pieces, facing uncertainty and the challenge of adapting to new realities. These outcomes highlight the importance of careful planning and realistic expectations when integrating AI into business and society. Today, we're seeing a familiar pattern where artificial intelligence is used as a justification for large-scale workforce reductions, even before its real capabilities are fully demonstrated. Companies like Amazon and Microsoft have announced significant layoffs, attributing these decisions to their increased investment in AI. However, recent studies show that most AI projects fail to deliver measurable business value, with only a small fraction reaching successful implementation. This disconnect highlights how AI often serves as a convenient narrative for corporate restructuring, rather than a proven solution for automating human labor. As history repeats itself, it's clear that the promise of AI is frequently overstated, leading to real consequences for employees long before the technology lives up to its hype. The Remote Labor Index is a tool designed to measure how effectively artificial intelligence can automate tasks currently performed by human workers. Recent tests using state-of-the-art models from companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google revealed that even the most advanced AI systems automate less than 4% of human labor. For example, Google's Gemini model achieved an automation rate below 1%. These findings highlight a significant gap between the expectations for AI-driven automation and its actual capabilities, showing that most human tasks remain beyond the reach of current technology. Despite the bold promises made about artificial intelligence revolutionizing the workplace, the reality has proven far more complex. Studies show that most AI projects fail to deliver measurable business value, with automation rates remaining surprisingly low, especially in white-collar and service sector jobs. For instance, even state-of-the-art AI models automate less than 4% of human tasks, and many companies have abandoned their AI initiatives before reaching production. Real-world trials, such as AI-powered drive-thrus at fast food chains, have encountered frequent errors and setbacks, highlighting the limitations of current technology. This growing gap between expectations and actual performance underscores the need for more realistic approaches to AI integration in the workforce. McDonald's recent attempt to automate its drive-thru service with artificial intelligence highlighted some of the real-world challenges of replacing human workers. The AI system struggled with basic tasks, leading to frequent errors such as miscounted orders and incorrect charges. At one point, customers received bills for hundreds of chicken nuggets or multiple iced teas. These mishaps not only frustrated customers, but also underscored the limitations of current AI technology in handling the unpredictable nature of fast food service. Ultimately, McDonald's ended the pilot, demonstrating that while automation holds promise, it still falls short in environments that require adaptability and nuanced human judgment. AI-generated advertising has had its share of missteps, with McDonald's recent holiday ad sparking backlash among viewers. The campaign, intended to reflect local traditions, ended up missing the mark and was quickly removed after negative reactions. Such incidents highlight the limits of current AI creativity, as these systems often struggle to capture cultural nuance and emotional resonance. While AI can generate content at scale, it still lacks the subtle understanding that human creators bring to advertising. This reminds us that, for now, the creative process remains a uniquely human strength. Tesla's robo-taxi project in Austin was launched with ambitious promises, aiming to revolutionize urban transportation through fully autonomous vehicles. However, the reality has been far less impressive, with only about 42 cars operating and availability below 20%. Safety concerns have emerged as the robo-taxis reportedly crash at 9 times the rate of human drivers, prompting Tesla to quietly redefine or pause unsupervised operation. In some cases, human employees are required to monitor the vehicles, highlighting the ongoing need for human intervention. These challenges underscore the complexity of achieving reliable autonomy and raise important questions about the future of self-driving technology. Autonomous vehicles have faced numerous setbacks, especially when confronted with real-world complexity. In some cases, after incidents such as a vehicle striking a child in a school zone, companies admitted that their cars relied on overseas human operators to intervene when the AI system became confused or unable to make decisions. This reliance on remote human assistance highlights the limitations of current technology, as unsupervised operation often needs to be paused or redefined. Despite promises of fully autonomous service, the reality is that human oversight remains essential to ensure safety and reliability. These examples underscore how far the industry still has to go before achieving true autonomy. Outsourcing critical decisions to artificial intelligence introduces significant risks, particularly when these choices involve life or death scenarios. For example, AI-enabled medical devices have been linked to a surge in malfunctions and patient injuries, as seen in recent FDA reports. Autonomous vehicles, too, have struggled with real-world complexity, sometimes requiring human intervention after accidents or errors. The reliance on AI for such high-stakes tasks raises concerns about accountability, transparency, and the potential for unforeseen consequences. As these technologies become more integrated into essential services, it's crucial to carefully evaluate their limitations and ensure robust oversight to protect public safety. Recent attempts to integrate artificial intelligence into medical devices have revealed significant risks. For example, after AI was added to a surgical tool used in ear, nose, and throat operations, reports of malfunctions and patient injuries surged dramatically. The system often misinformed surgeons about the location of their instruments, leading to serious complications such as accidental punctures and even strokes. These incidents highlight the challenges of relying on AI in critical healthcare settings, where errors can have severe consequences. As more AI-enabled devices enter the market, it becomes clear that careful oversight and realistic expectations are essential to ensure patient safety. The adoption of AI-enabled medical devices has accelerated dramatically in recent years, with more than 1,350 such tools now authorized by the FDA, double the number approved just 2 years ago. This surge has brought both promise and concern, as reports of adverse events and malfunctions have increased alongside the expansion. For example, after artificial intelligence was added to a surgical device, the FDA received over 100 reports of malfunctions, including cases where the system misinformed surgeons about instrument locations, resulting in serious patient injuries. Other AI-powered devices have been linked to missed diagnoses and incorrect readings, raising questions about reliability and patient safety. As the healthcare sector continues to integrate AI, monitoring and addressing these risks remains crucial to ensure that technological progress translates into genuine improvements for patients. AI-powered medical chatbots have shown a troubling tendency to hallucinate, meaning they sometimes generate inaccurate or misleading information. This issue raises serious concerns, especially when clinicians begin to rely too heavily on these systems for diagnosis and treatment recommendations. As dependence on AI grows, there is a risk that medical professionals may lose essential diagnostic skills, making them less able to identify complex cases or errors. Experts warn that maintaining a balance between technological assistance and human expertise is crucial to ensure patient safety and quality care. The challenge lies in integrating AI thoughtfully, without undermining the critical thinking and experience that healthcare providers bring to their work. While artificial intelligence has often been promoted as a revolutionary tool for automating work, its most notable success so far has been as a justification for sweeping corporate layoffs and cost-cutting measures. Companies like Amazon and Microsoft have cited their AI investments when announcing thousands of job cuts, even though the technology itself has yet to reliably replace human labor at scale. Instead, AI serves as a convenient narrative for restructuring and efficiency drives, allowing firms to reduce expenses and reshape their workforce. This trend highlights how AI's promise is frequently leveraged more for financial and strategic purposes than for genuine automation, leaving many employees displaced while the anticipated productivity gains remain elusive. Despite widespread claims that artificial intelligence is replacing human jobs, many companies are actually turning to H-1B workers and overseas contractors to fill roles that AI was supposed to automate. For example, Amazon and Microsoft have hired thousands of H-1B employees during periods of significant layoffs attributed to AI-driven restructuring. This trend reveals that, while AI can handle certain tasks, the need for skilled human labor remains strong, especially for complex or nuanced work. In some cases, companies even rely on remote freelancers to operate and train AI systems, underscoring the ongoing dependence on human expertise. Ultimately, the promise of full automation has yet to materialize, and human workers continue to play a crucial role in corporate operations. Amazon Mechanical Turk is a fascinating example of how human labor continues to play a crucial role behind the scenes of many AI systems. Despite the promise of automation, thousands of workers are employed to perform tasks such as data labeling, content moderation, and training AI models. This platform essentially connects companies with real people who carry out work that machines still struggle to handle reliably. The name itself is a nod to an 18th century chess machine that appeared automated but was secretly operated by a person hidden inside. So, while AI is often marketed as fully autonomous, much of its functionality still depends on the efforts of human workers, highlighting the gap between technological hype and reality. Recent years have seen a dramatic surge in corporate layoffs, with job cuts reaching levels not seen since the Great Recession. In October alone, companies announced the highest number of layoffs in over 2 decades, and 2026 began with record-breaking figures for workforce reductions. Major firms like Amazon and Microsoft have attributed these cuts to their increasing investments in artificial intelligence, reshaping their operations and priorities. This wave of layoffs has not only affected individual employees, but has also had broader economic consequences, putting pressure on job markets and raising concerns about long-term stability. As companies continue to restructure around AI, the scale of these changes underscores the profound impact on both the workforce and the economy as a whole. Artificial intelligence has become a major force shaping federal policymaking in the United States. Government spending and economic strategies are now closely linked to AI-driven growth, with policymakers betting heavily on the technology to boost productivity and maintain global competitiveness. Recent analyses show that a significant portion of economic gains, especially in the stock market, are attributed to investments in AI by leading tech companies. This reliance on AI has led to unprecedented concentration in the S&P 500, and national debt projections are increasingly tied to the hope that AI will deliver substantial economic benefits. As a result, federal policy is not just supporting AI innovation, but also using it as a justification for broader economic decisions, making AI a central pillar of America's financial future. The United States is facing a historic surge in national debt, with projections suggesting it could rise from $34 trillion to over $55 trillion by 2035. Despite this, productivity growth has stagnated, and traditional drivers of economic expansion like manufacturing and consumer spending are weakening. In response, much of the current economic optimism is being fueled by massive investments in artificial intelligence, which are now outpacing consumer spending as a primary contributor to GDP growth. Analysts warn that without AI-related investment, the U.S. economy would already be in a technical recession. This reliance on AI creates an illusion of progress, masking deeper structural challenges and raising questions about the sustainability of growth driven by speculative technology rather than tangible improvements. In recent years, a small group of technology companies heavily invested in artificial intelligence have come to dominate the stock market. Firms like Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, and Tesla now account for more than a third of the S&P 500 index, making their influence on market performance unprecedented. While their rapid growth has fueled optimism and driven significant gains, this concentration also introduces risks. If these companies falter or their AI investments fail to deliver, the broader market and millions of investors could be exposed to sudden downturns. Such reliance on a few players highlights both the promise and the vulnerability of the current financial landscape. American households are increasingly exposed to financial risks tied to artificial intelligence, especially through retirement accounts and mutual funds. Recent data from the Federal Reserve shows that nearly 45% of household financial assets are now invested in stocks, mutual funds, and retirement plans, much of which is linked to companies heavily involved in AI. This means that the fortunes of millions depend not just on traditional business performance, but also on the future success of AI initiatives. As AI speculation drives market growth, any setbacks or failures in the technology could have widespread effects on household savings and retirement security. It's a reminder that the impact of AI goes far beyond the workplace, reaching deep into the financial stability of everyday Americans. When artificial intelligence projects fail to deliver on their promises, the consequences rarely fall on the companies or policymakers responsible. Instead, the risks and costs are often shifted onto workers and taxpayers. Massive layoffs, like those seen at Amazon and Microsoft, disrupt livelihoods, while government spending on AI initiatives is ultimately funded by public money. As corporate investments in AI drive economic speculation, any fallout, such as wasted resources or the need for bailouts, tends to be absorbed by the broader population. This pattern highlights how the pursuit of technological progress can inadvertently place the burden of failure on those least equipped to bear it. As artificial intelligence continues to reshape industries and trigger significant workforce changes, the government increasingly finds itself acting as the insurer of last resort. This means that when large-scale disruptions occur, such as mass layoffs or failed AI investments, the financial burden often shifts to public funds. Historically, we've seen this pattern during economic crises, where government intervention is used to stabilize markets and protect livelihoods. In the current AI boom, policymakers are betting heavily on technology to drive growth. But if these expectations fall short, it's likely that taxpayers will be called upon to absorb the consequences. This dynamic raises important questions about accountability and the long-term impact of relying on government support to manage the risks associated with rapid technological change. One of the most pressing concerns surrounding AI adoption is the absence of a clear collective vision for its purpose. Instead of prioritizing tangible improvements like affordable housing, robust job markets, or fair wages, many corporate leaders seem to focus on boosting investor returns and bottom lines. This profit-driven approach often sidelines the broader public benefit, leaving questions about how AI will actually serve society. Without well-defined goals, the technology risks becoming a tool for efficiency and cost-cutting rather than genuine progress. As a result, the gap between what AI promises and what it delivers continues to widen, making it crucial to rethink how and why we integrate these systems. The way artificial intelligence is discussed and promoted often reflects the interests of those with the most influence, leading to a confusing landscape for the public. Narratives about AI range from promises of utopian prosperity to warnings of job loss and apocalypse, but both extremes tend to serve corporate or political agendas rather than clear, practical outcomes. This widespread messaging can distract from real issues and make it difficult to hold decision-makers accountable for the consequences of AI adoption. As a result, many people feel uncertain about what AI is actually meant to achieve, and trust in information sources becomes increasingly fragile. Ultimately, the lack of transparency and concrete goals leaves the public questioning who truly benefits from the AI revolution. When it comes to artificial intelligence, two major narratives tend to dominate the conversation. On one side, there's a sense of fear, warnings about job losses, societal upheaval, and even apocalyptic outcomes. On the other, there's a utopian promise, with claims that AI will bring unprecedented prosperity and make life easier for everyone. Interestingly, both perspectives often serve corporate interests, either by encouraging consumers to adopt new products out of anxiety or by promoting optimism to attract investment. This dual messaging shapes public perception, making it easier for companies to justify their strategies and maintain control over the evolving AI landscape. Reflecting on the rapid adoption of artificial intelligence, it's clear that the consequences go far beyond simple job automation. Without clear, meaningful goals, AI often becomes a catch-all solution that masks deeper issues such as economic instability and loss of accountability. The lack of direction means that instead of improving lives or solving urgent problems, AI is frequently used to boost corporate profits or justify sweeping changes. This underscores the importance of setting thoughtful objectives and ensuring that technology serves real needs, rather than just fueling speculation or shifting burdens onto everyday people. Ultimately, a balanced approach is essential if we want AI to contribute positively to society. As artificial intelligence continues to reshape the corporate landscape, it becomes increasingly clear that genuine economic progress depends on thoughtful policies. Prioritizing affordable housing, fair wages, and a robust job market is essential for ensuring that technological advancements benefit everyone, not just a select few. Without these measures, the promise of AI-driven prosperity risks leaving many behind, exacerbating inequality and economic instability. By focusing on tangible improvements that address everyday needs, policymakers can help build a more resilient and inclusive economy. Ultimately, balancing innovation with practical solutions is key to fostering long-term growth and social well-being. As artificial intelligence becomes more deeply embedded in corporate strategies, concerns about the erosion of personal autonomy, privacy, and power are growing. Many companies are leveraging AI to streamline operations and justify workforce reductions. But this shift often comes at the expense of individual control and security. With more personal data being collected and analyzed, employees and consumers alike face increasing risks of surveillance and diminished privacy. The drive for efficiency and profitability can lead to decisions that prioritize corporate interests over the well-being and rights of individuals. Ultimately, the widespread adoption of AI raises important questions about how much power and autonomy people are willing to sacrifice in exchange for technological progress. Many people are beginning to question the real motives driving the surge in artificial intelligence. While AI is often promoted as a tool for progress and efficiency, there's growing skepticism about whether its benefits will truly reach everyday individuals. If these ambitious projects don't deliver as promised, it's likely that the financial and social consequences will fall on ordinary people, not the corporations or policymakers behind them. The pattern seems familiar. When major technological bets go wrong, the public often ends up footing the bill. This uncertainty is fueling concern about how AI is shaping our future and who will ultimately be responsible for its outcomes. Framing artificial intelligence as a national emergency has profound implications for how resources are allocated and oversight is managed. By presenting AI as essential for economic survival or global competitiveness, policymakers can justify massive spending initiatives with limited scrutiny. This approach often shifts the financial burden onto taxpayers, as public funds are directed toward speculative projects and infrastructure. The urgency narrative also tends to reduce accountability, allowing corporations and government agencies to operate with fewer checks and balances. Ultimately, this dynamic means that the risks and costs associated with AI development are borne by the public, while the benefits remain uncertain and concentrated among a select few stakeholders. Given the widespread challenges and failures associated with AI integration, there is a growing need for greater scrutiny of how artificial intelligence is actually being used in corporate and public sectors. Many companies have justified layoffs and restructuring by citing AI, even when the technology has not reliably replaced human labor or delivered promised productivity gains. This disconnect highlights the importance of holding both corporations and policymakers accountable for their decisions and claims. By demanding transparency and realistic expectations, we can ensure that AI serves genuine societal needs rather than simply boosting bottom lines or fueling speculative growth. Ultimately, thoughtful oversight is essential to prevent unintended consequences and to foster responsible innovation. Independent voices and alternative media have become increasingly important in shaping public understanding of artificial intelligence. Unlike mainstream outlets, these sources often dive deeper into the real-world impacts of AI, questioning official narratives and highlighting overlooked consequences. By providing nuanced analysis and expert interviews, they help demystify complex topics and encourage critical thinking among audiences. This diversity of perspectives ensures that the conversation around AI remains balanced, empowering people to make informed decisions about technology's role in society. Ultimately, independent media plays a vital role in holding powerful institutions accountable and fostering transparency in the rapidly evolving world of AI. Grassroots initiatives and expert commentary have played a crucial role in revealing the true impact of AI-driven layoffs and outsourcing. By sharing firsthand experiences and conducting independent research, these groups have challenged the official narratives often presented by large corporations. Experts like Dr. Ron Hyra have brought attention to the complexities of H-1B visa replacements and the broader consequences for American workers. This collective effort has empowered millions to better understand how AI is being used as a justification for workforce reductions, sparking important conversations about accountability and transparency. As a result, public awareness has grown, prompting companies and policymakers to reconsider how they approach AI integration in the workplace. As public skepticism toward artificial intelligence continues to grow, companies are increasingly marketing products as AI-free to appeal to consumers seeking authenticity. This trend reflects a desire for goods and services that feel genuine and untouched by automation, responding to concerns about trust and transparency. By highlighting the absence of AI in their offerings, brands hope to differentiate themselves and reassure customers who value traditional craftsmanship or human involvement. It's an interesting shift, showing how perceptions of technology can shape not just innovation, but also the way products are presented and sold. Ultimately, the rise of AI-free marketing underscores the importance of consumer trust in an era of rapid technological change. Navigating the digital world today can feel increasingly uncertain, especially with the rise of AI-generated content and online bots. Sometimes, even genuine creators face skepticism, as viewers question whether their videos or backgrounds are real or simply the product of artificial intelligence. This atmosphere of doubt can lead people to disengage, feeling unsure about what information to trust. As bots and automated comments become more common, it's easy for seeds of mistrust to be planted, making it harder for authentic voices to break through. Ultimately, these challenges highlight the importance of transparency and critical thinking when consuming information online. As artificial intelligence becomes increasingly integrated into our daily routines, it's crucial to stay aware of how these technologies shape our lives. If we simply hand over our agency to corporations, we risk losing control over decisions that affect our privacy, autonomy, and even our livelihoods. Remaining vigilant means questioning how AI is used, understanding its limitations, and ensuring that our interests are represented. By actively engaging with these changes, we can help guide the development of AI in ways that benefit society, rather than just serving corporate interests. Ultimately, maintaining our agency empowers us to make informed choices and protect what matters most in our everyday lives. Despite the widespread integration of artificial intelligence into everyday platforms, many users have found that these changes often fail to deliver meaningful improvements. Instead of enhancing the user experience, AI features can sometimes complicate tasks or produce irrelevant results. For example, search engines and social media feeds are increasingly driven by algorithms that don't always align with what people are actually looking for. This disconnect has led to frustration, as users feel that AI is being forced onto platforms without clear benefits. Ultimately, the promise of smarter technology remains largely unfulfilled for most, raising questions about the real value of AI in our daily lives. As artificial intelligence becomes increasingly integrated into our daily lives, it's essential to recognize the responsibility that technology platforms carry. When AI systems fail or cause unintended harm, the impact can be significant, affecting not just businesses, but individuals and communities as well. Holding these platforms accountable means demanding transparency, ethical standards, and a commitment to addressing real-world consequences. By encouraging oversight and open dialogue, we can help ensure that AI is developed and deployed in ways that truly benefit society. Ultimately, accountability is key to building trust and safeguarding the interests of everyone affected by technological change. As we wrap up, it's important to remember that staying informed is key in a world where artificial intelligence is rapidly reshaping industries and society. Questioning the narratives we hear and looking beyond surface-level promises helps us understand the real impact of these technologies. Ultimately, AI should be developed and implemented with the public's best interests in mind, rather than serving only corporate agendas. By holding companies and policymakers accountable, we can ensure that innovation benefits everyone, not just a select few. Staying engaged and critical is our best tool for shaping a future where technology truly serves the common good.